Okay. Tell me what you want. Mm. Tell me what you need. Mm. Tell me if it ain't good enough for you, baby. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me if it ain't good enough for you, baby. Anything is possible. Anytime you want it, boy, let me know. I want that smile, just let it flow. Do your thing, baby, take control. On my knees, just say the word. No request is gonna unheard. I'll take my time when I'm loving you. Foreplay when one won't get to two. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me if it ain't good enough for you, baby. Tell me. Good morning. Hello. Hi. How y'all doing today on this good, what's it, Wednesday morning? Okay. Oh, baby. This read gonna be stank today. You hear me? Buenos dias to you. Bonjour. All that great goodness. Ni hao. Buongiorno. Hola. Yeah. Let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozine. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. How you doing? Flowers. Two more dimes. Flowers. Yes, one more dime. Flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop at my store. All that information is in the description box below. Okay, now, channel message here is, so this is a continuation from yesterday in regards to X1 and to X2, okay? So they're trying to frame your family for this. So in my meditation last night, I realized that X1 and X2 is very frantic right now because, you know, everybody knows what they have done or what their position was in regards to this whole foolishness here. X1 feels very afraid because X1 thought they had permission or they were granted permission to, you know, just to treat you any kind of way by way of your mother or father. Take it how it resonates. Please keep in mind, this is a collective read. It is not going to resonate with everybody. Take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? Now, the reason why your mother or father wanted the X1 to do all of this here is because they wanted to keep their hands clean. So X1, like the unintelligent person that they are, they thought that you were supposed to always honor your mother or your father. And they never understood why that you always had some form of a bickering or arguing or fighting or like more so miscommunication between this toxic mother or toxic father here. So I feel like you told this person about the dynamics of the family life when you were living with these families or family. You told them that you weren't treated right. You told them that you were disrespected. You told them that you were mistreated, and they didn't listen to what you had to say. So they went behind your back and they had a conversation with your mother, your toxic father here, and they were trying to kind of get to the bottom of it as to why you guys can't come to a common ground. Of course, most people think because a mom is a mom or a dad is a dad, that because of that title, that they hold them to a higher standard, despite whatever background they come from. And X1 thought that, okay, well, maybe it's just a you issue, meaning the collective. Maybe you are the reason why you can't get along with this mother or father figure here. Maybe you are the reason why things are not, you know, there's not a strong connection between you and that parent here, okay? So what's happening here now that the tables are turning, X1 feels, he or she feels stuck, okay? They're trying to get out of the situation because they're realizing that they feel set up. So they feel set up by your mother or father here, okay, or just a family dynamic, and they don't want to take the heat for it. But your mother or father here strategize or strategically place X1 in a position where they felt very comfortable to just speak ill about you. So the mother figure, the toxic mother, the toxic father will say, yeah, so, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. Yeah, what's going on with you in the collective? Oh, the collective is this. The collective won't listen to me. The collective is rude. The collective is disrespectful. The collective is talking back. You know what I mean? Like, you may have did these things towards this ex here, and this ex thought that their lifeline or their they feel like their lifeline was with your mother or your father. Yeah, toxic mother or toxic father here. So they took every bit of information or piece of intel that they could from them to figure out how they can more so keep you in a certain position. So X1 started to feel more confident because they felt like that they had the backing of this toxic mother or this toxic father here. So when the toxic mother or toxic father realized that they had a fool in their hand, because they literally, this X, the X1 was literally eating out of this toxic mother or toxic father's hand. The toxic mother or toxic father, I'm just going to say toxic parent, okay? So take it how it resonates. The toxic parent realized that this is going to be a piece of cake because they're realizing that this person is very easily to be manipulated or swayed into getting them to do whatever it is that they can towards you. So they started to lock in with each other. You may have realized that your ex number one was very close to this toxic parent here, and you probably may not have thought anything of it at the time. You just thought, okay, well, yeah, that's my significant other. You know, they're getting along with the parent here, and you know everything is okay. No, it wasn't okay. Anytime that you weren't around was the moment that this toxic parent would use that moment to start to speak ill things about you towards this toxic ex number one into their ear. Your toxic parent set up the toxic ex or ex number one to come towards you, to do things towards you. Fast forward, the ex number one realized that they couldn't do it, so they recruited other people, and this is where ex number two comes in, and they thought that they can all collaborate together to bring you down. Everything that they have done has failed, 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 and failed. It didn't work. So now they're back at square one, but more so toxic ex number one is back at square one because that person is now realizing that all arrows are pointing towards them. They don't want this heat. They don't want this problem. They don't want this smoke. So what they're trying to do now is they're trying to reconnect back with the toxic family that you disconnected from. But the thing is, the toxic family is not answering their phone. They're not answering text messages. They're not answering emails. They're not answering phone calls. They're not answering the toxic ex number one's communication style. So it put a very bad taste or left a bad taste in ex number one to where now they're sitting in solitude and they're trying to figure out what went awry here. Because it's like, well, you told me to do this. Remember y'all told me to do this? Y'all said that the collective was such and such and this and that. And it's completely crickets. No answer, no anything here. So toxic ex number one now is trying to figure out how they can get out of the situation. They can't really blame the ex number two because ex number two pulled out. Ex number two don't want anything to do with this. So everything goes back, or the arrows all are now pointing back to ex number one. And ex number one does not want to take the fall for this, but that's how this is going to play out or pan out here because ex number one felt way too comfortable speaking ill or filth about you with this toxic parent here. Now, the reason why the toxic ex number one is trying to frame this toxic parent here is because they feel like that the parent told them to do this towards you. It could be a mother figure. So your toxic mother here, we're telling your ex to do things towards you, try to make you sick or to make you ill. Okay, so we have apple in reverse. I'm hearing she's driving me out of my mind. That girl is hard for me to find. So poison. So this toxic mother here positioned you towards the ex number one that you were very poisonous. That girl is poison. You could be a man too, but I'm just going by what the song says. Toxic mother here, we're telling the ex number one that you can't be trusted, that you are out there, that you're sleeping around, you lie a lot, you don't tell the truth, you're always hiding something, and all of what the toxic mother said is just not true here, okay? This is definitely family dynamic here because the moon represents mother figure, but it also represents the fourth house, which is family. Someone's name could be Apple. So now this ex number one is feeling very frantic because they feel like they feel like that they're going down for this, and that's not what they want. So it's like, well, if I go down for this, we're all going to go down for this. And this is where the issue is getting much, much more stickier now. Yep. The toxic mother or the toxic parents preyed on your downfall, but they gave the baton to ex number one to do this here, and it didn't work. Ex number one has a lot of evidence, incriminating evidence in regards to the correspondence between them and the toxic parents or toxic family dynamic here. And they're really thinking about exposing all of the text messages, or more so the correspondence in regards to what this toxic parent told them to do towards you. They don't want to deal with this. They don't want to go to jail. They feel like that they shouldn't have to go to jail, or they feel like that they shouldn't be in jail because they feel like they were told, or more so manipulated into doing these harsh things towards you here. And no one is believing that. Yeah. We have news here. So I don't like this. I don't even know why this particular card is in this deck. I don't like this card particularly. But we'll just say figuratively, they hanged themselves, okay? We have Lantern here. Again, this is what's coming to light. Yep, story. Yeah, futures in reverse. So the toxic ex number one is reaching out to this mom or dad. So you're not going to talk to me. You're just going to leave me high and dry. Crickets, crickets, not a peep. You can hear a pin drop. Someone's name is Noel or Noelia. Noel. You may like Christmas. Christmas may be your favorite holiday. This may have happened around Christmas time, or this can take place around Christmas time, or it may have began around Christmas time. But Christmas is very important, or it's very prevalent within this thing here, okay? Let's get you out of here. Why you ask me that? Don't ask me no questions, boo, okay? Figure it out on your own. Don't ask me no questions like that. I don't even know you. Anywho, let's keep moving forward. Aha, that makes sense. So we have the eye here, and then we also have the wings here. So it's like the ex number one is threatening the family dynamic here to speak up. This is your fault. You are the reason why I'm in this situation. You're the reason why I'm in this predicament. You said that the collective was a bad person. You kind of gave the blessings in that kind of way, not you, but the toxic family here gave the blessings to the ex number one to do things towards you, and it started to spread like wildfire. And they can't handle that. So now ex number one is doing a lot of damage control by trying to save face, or they're trying to save their reputation, but their reputation is completely burnt or has been ran down into the ground. let's just say if you were a fly on the wall when it comes to the mannerisms of the X number one, they eat, sleep, and breathe you. Like their whole life is surrounded in regards to the downfall of you. So let's just say, like, if cops were to go in and were to take control or seize their like computer or their cell phone, you know, their equipment in that nature, everything that's on that computer or cell phone or whatever the case may be, it would just be about you. It's literally like a map. You have a map of self, meaning the collective. So take your place, how it resonates. But let's say this is you here, and this person has completely created many different things in regards to you, and they have like a huge, elaborate, detailed, organized, let's say like a folder or organized information in regards to what they were trying to do towards you here. So there's a lot of overwhelming, damning evidence that's going to railroad X number one. The toxic parent knew exactly what they were doing to railroad, or to more so destroy, not only the reputation of X number one, because they look at it as such. If at any point in time something do happen, like something go awry or something goes off or something, you know, ends up not in their favor, they already knew that X number one was going to take the fall. That's how they set it up here. And X number one took the bait, and now they're taking the fall, and they refuse to. They refuse to. It's blowing up in everybody's face. X number one is going to squeal, or more so, they're going to start to speak out in regards to how they feel or felt that they were manipulated by your toxic mother or toxic father here. And if they were decided to speak up and out, no one is going to believe them, because at this time here, this mother or father figure, because they're much older or could be elder in age here, other people within the community here is going to look at them like they're crazy. Sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? They're going to look at X number one as if they're crazy or deranged or not well or unstable, because they're like, you're talking about such and such? No way. Such and such? The collective's mom or collective's dad? No way. They would never do nothing like that. What are you talking about? And that's going to send X number one in a downward spiral. And that's what the toxic parent want. They want them to self-sabotage. That's the T. Karmic mommy or karmic daddy staying quiet. Hush, quiet. If you have a sibling or siblings, they're also involved too, because they're fully aware as to what this mother or father has done to you here. But everybody is banding together and they're exiling the X number one. And this was fated to happen. This is fated to happen. Friends will carry you. Listen to me, or listen to me well when I say this, and I keep saying it. Friends will always carry you. They will carry you. They will laugh with you. They will hee-hee with you. They will ha-ha with you. They'll do whatever they need to do to ensure that you are very comfortable, to ensure that they can play out their plan for what they have for that person. And that's exactly what they did. They needed someone that was more on board in regards to how this mother figure or father figure felt about you. And what better way that they could do, what better way to get this all to work in their favor is to find an unintelligent person. I like to call them dotish. A Trini slang. Dotish means not intelligent. They're not smart, okay? So you have a dotish individual that can't think for themselves and just hanging on to every word in regards to what this toxic parent is saying about you, and then multiplied. Multiplied to the point now that all arrows or all points point back to this toxic X number one. So now that toxic X number one can't get in contact with the toxic family dynamic that you lived with, they're now trying to find some form of release from the X number two. X number two also don't want no parts of this. Healing is in reverse. They don't want no parts of this. So what is X number two doing? X number two is now pulling back from not only X number one, but from also the toxic family that you live with, or if you catch my drift. So now everybody turning against each other. Friends will carry you, but they will never bring you back. Don't let no friend laugh in your face and hee and ha with you and take you directly to the hole that they created for you. That's how much hate and despise and despicableness this toxic mother or toxic father had for you. But they knew for a fact that they could not beat you because they tried since you were young. They tried. And y'all may have had a lot of remnants or memories in regards to how abusive this toxic mother or toxic father was. Checkmate. Checkmate. You told this ex to stay away from this mother or father figure. You told them. You said you don't talk to your mother or you don't talk to your father because they're disrespectful, or for whatever reason that you said that you don't connect with them. Oh, that's your mom. Oh, that's your dad. Oh, and you need to. Okay, all right. Now they feeling it. They feeling the knife in their back. Not even in their back, in their front, in their chest. Ex number one is now feeling the burn, the sensation of the wound in their chest. Because they can't believe the parents of yours, collectively, generally speaking, they thought that they can trust them because they're older, they're more knowledgeable, they have wisdom, and because you lived with them. Just because you live with someone, and don't matter the connection that you may have with that person, doesn't mean that they know who you are. Shoot, you could live with a roommate for 10 years, and that roommate, even though you live with them for 10 years and you have your own side of the home and they have the other side of the home, and they still don't know not a darn thing about you. So when it comes time for someone to come along, like, hey, how's the collector? Oh, I don't know. I just live with them. What do you mean you don't know? You live with them, but you don't know how they are. You don't know their mannerisms. You don't know anything about them. Nah, I don't know nothing about them. So you know what I mean? That's just an example. And that's exactly what I mean here, that this mother figure or father figure didn't know anything about you. You're a Christian collector, but yet you know what? I said I was gonna be on my best behavior today. I said it. I told my spirit, I told my good spirit today, I said I will be on my best behavior, because my spirit was like, you need to calm down with the way you, I said it, so I'm gonna stay. Okay, all right. I go keep it cute today. Just today though. Maybe tomorrow might be different. Woo. Lord, child. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's keep going. It's always the ones that is always crying wolf, but when you literally open back the nasty curtain of foulness that they done, you'll be so flabbergasted by the type of things that they doing. And it's mainly, and I'm going there, this is my personal experience that I'm speaking from. I don't really rock with religious people like that. I'm just being so for real and so honest with you, because I feel within all of my connections, most of my connections that I've connected with overzealous or overly religious people, they have the most craziest, nastiness, smelliest bones in their closet. And they prove me right every time. Anywho, we have freedom in reverse. So now ex number one is trying to figure out how they can get out of the situation. They're sweating bullets. No one is believing them. Well, the collective mom and the collective dad told me to do this, and they said this and they said that. So if somebody tell you to do something that could potentially cause harm to you or be detrimental to your well-being, you're going to do it? I don't care how the person shows up to you. You're going to do what somebody say because it may sound good? No, use your discernment. Especially if somebody is giving you a warning that, hey, I had a bad experience with my mom and my dad and da-da-da, et cetera, et cetera. And this is collectively, generally speaking. And they're just so indoctrinated or conditioned to think that mom and dad need to be held at the highest honor of things. Not all mothers and fathers. Not all moms or dads. And they're learning this now. Not only that, they're bringing heat to their family. This ex number one is now bringing unwanted heat to their family dynamic that they don't want. So if they have siblings or a father or a mother or whatever, however here, there are people that are watching them and could potentially want to cause harm towards them. You see how ignorance can get you? See where ignorance can get you? When you're not honing into your discernment, or you're not allowing yourself to see it for what it is, or you're not following the gut or following your intuition. Yeah, shocked. People are shocked by ex number one's intentions towards you, but they just keep reiterating, stating, well, the collective mom or the collective dad said and said and said and said and said, and that's all they keep saying. They're trying to revert, or they're trying to push it all onto this toxic mother, toxic father here. And I truly don't think it's going to work. It's going to be too hard for them to get out of this, or to finagle themselves out of this. And that's what's making them afraid with loss. They lost. Let me don't say it that way. I'll say it this way. They destroyed their life based on the hearsay that they thought was true. They destroyed their life based on the hearsay that they thought was true. Now look at them. The toxic mother or toxic parent here specifically positioned them. Oh, well, hey, you okay? You need this, you need that. They manipulated them with false emotions, trying to make them seem like, oh, we're on your side. Oh, don't worry about the collective. You know, the collective was a hard person to deal with when they were growing up. They're very rude and disrespectful when they were growing up. They always talk back to us when they were growing up. Yeah, just kind of stay away from it that kind of way. And they're realizing who's the real puppeteer here. The toxic mother or the toxic father. So sudden changes are here because ex number one wanted the attention. They wanted the attention from the community that they felt, okay, so I'll put it this way. Because they felt that they were getting the right or the correct information from this toxic mother or toxic father here, they thought that they could position themselves as if they were the leader in your life, or they were the one that was going to kind of like burst your bubble or pop your bubble. But there was no bubble to pop or burst because you didn't, number one, you didn't do anything towards your mother, your toxic mother or toxic father. They always antagonize you to make you look like a freak. They always did things to make you freak out in public. That's what this toxic parent did towards you here. And they gave the so-called game or the rules or whatever towards this ex number one here, and they ate it up. They ate it up. The toxic mother, toxic father also financially gave to this toxic ex as well too. This is not for everybody, of course. Please keep in mind this is a collective read. If you share a child or children with this person here, and you're going through some form of like a court custody case or things of that nature, your toxic mother or toxic father is the reason why that this child is not in your life at this moment. The child will be reunited back with you. Just have to make that, have to add that in. But this toxic mother and toxic father wanted you to fight with the other parents of your child, so that way it makes it seem like, number one, you are at fault. Because if you're looking or you're aiming directly towards this ex here that you share a child with, you're thinking or you're assuming that they're, why are you doing this and why are you acting like that? And you're not thinking at the time it is your mother or father, but they are the originators that are dangling, or more so, they are the puppeteers that have the strings that are doing all what they need to do. Control freaks, yes, thank you. They're the one that's controlling the whole narrative here, if that makes sense. So while you're going to court and you're trying to, prove your side and you're trying to show people that you're a really upstanding person here, the ex is getting information from the toxic mother or father here to railroad you. So that's why when people from the ex number one or ex number two, take it how it resonates, whoever you have a child with, okay? So this is very specific for however it resonates. The person you share a child with here, they were telling their community of individuals that you're not a good parent, you don't talk to this child, you're not around this child. They basically created some form of a false narration surrounding you to make themselves look better. They wanted sympathy from their community of people that they spoke lies or they spoke ill about you towards them, or they spoke ill about you in their circle here. Look, it say child and children. Yeah, say child and children. It could be a Gemini, however it resonates. Yep. Now we have justice here. Yeah, you're gonna get justice for us. It's actually in the works right now. Justice is when you are in the midst of receiving justice, it's not a one-time thing. It's like a continuation. It starts small and then it grows into a bigger ball, like a snowball effect, until it actually creates an avalanche of justice where you're going to get justice from every angle, every part of wherever you felt you were, receiving or experiencing injustice, okay? So every part of where you've experienced injustice is going to be balanced out with justice, okay? So we have abusive here as well too. The ex here really thought that this mother or father figure could never be toxic. They just look up to them. They just, oh my God, how can you be so rude? And how can you this? And how can you then? You were like, well, they do this towards me. They yell at me. They scream at me. They did this. They abused me. And they didn't do that to you. They didn't do that to you. They didn't believe. And okay, that's fine. But they believe it now. And now they want to pray themselves out of it. Because of the risk that they took. Praise in reverse. Now they want to take a risk to get themselves out of this. It's either carried by 6 or judged by 12. Those are the only two options that this group have. You're not getting a pardon. You're not getting a pass. Sorry don't cut. Sorry is not enough to get out of the situation. I don't care how much money you have as well. You can't pay the collective off to sweep this underneath the rug. This is not 19 whatever. We're not in the 19th century. We in the 21st century. We doing things a little bit different over here. If you are caught guilty of doing something very malicious towards an innocent person, then you have every right to experience the harsh, yes, I said it, the harsh karma. You deserve every bit of it. Every bit, and if some buts about it. You deserve everything that you place out into this world. So if you want to be an ignorant fool, an unintelligent person who feel that they can't learn from other people in a positive way, you deserve to go through everything that you intended to place on that innocent person. It is what it is, and I'm not moving from that. I'm standing firm on that. I ain't sweeping not a darn thing underneath the rug. So now they burnt out. So however it resonates, your mom and dad may have been married. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were just in a connection where they could have been a common law connection. However it resonates. But we have husband and wife that work together. Okay, so if your mom and dad were together, stepmom, stepdad, foster mom, foster dad, whatever, however, okay? But there was a husband and wife, they just had a title of husband and wife that came together to work against you. Now they're burnt out. So Your mother or father, who could be a Taurus, however it resonates, was your first bully. They were. Thank you. They were your first bully. Okay? This low vibrational Taurus was. And they're emotionally exhausted because they feel restless because the truth is coming out. Toxic family. Money is coming. This toxic mother or toxic father gave money to X number one to take care of you or to keep you in a standstill or keep you stagnant. X number one couldn't do it. So when X number one realized that you had a new partner at the time, which will be X number two then transferred the money that they got from your toxic mother or toxic family or toxic parent here, and they gave it to X number two. So all they doing is just regurgitating or recycling the money amongst themselves here, but there's too much overwhelming evidence, damning evidence that points back to all of these individuals that were a part of your so-called demise. Too good to be true. Now these individuals that were all a part of this here is pretending like nothing happened or that's not true. Everybody is quiet now. Hush, hush. You're the only one that may be making noise at this point here because at the time when you were quiet, they were the only one that were making noise. But their noise were false. And all of the lies that they said about you, you came forth with your truth and you were able to more so cover the truth with their lies. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to let you talk. And that's what it feels like. It could be more so spirit may have set it up in this way, where you were in a position where you had to be in hermit mode to kind of get yourself together. And while you were getting yourself together, they took that as a part or a form of you being afraid or scared, and you weren't. You were in hermit mode in your spiritual ascension. You had a spiritual awakening. You were trying to figure out putting all the pieces together like a big puzzle piece. And they thought that that was the green light to slander you to anyone that will listen to them. And they didn't realize that by them doing that, that was the biggest downfall. The biggest downfall that they weren't anticipating, because again, they really thought that you were afraid of them. Let them speak. Let them speak. Just let them speak. Let them say whatever they need to say. Okay, yeah, all right, well, cool. And the collective and the collective and the collective is not the collective. Okay, whatever. So the moment that you came out and you start to speak out, or if you have not spoke out, or you just pop back out here, it was like, whoa, 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 wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Because again, they were banking on the information or the intel or insight from this toxic parent here, that you would never come out, that you would just kind of hide yourself, you will never speak up for yourself or anything that way. They groomed this person to perceive you in that way, and it failed. You have jail. Could be a Capricorn that's very toxic, that's going through extreme karma. What am I do? What I'm gonna do? I don't know. I don't know. You can choose whichever one you want to do. You can pick judge by 6 or carry by 6 or judge by 12. This karmic Capricorn that's very toxic in nature, or this Taurus here. What am I do? Well, you got two choices, heifer. Whatever you decide, we're going to be okay with it. You can either choose to be carried by 6 or judged by 12. Whatever you decide to do, that's up to you, boo. Those are the only two choices that you have left. And they know that you know. They know that you know. They know you know. And that scares them to no end. Oh, well. They ain't hiding not a darn thing. They can't hide nothing. They can't even hide the fear that's pouring out of their pores. You ever seen somebody so afraid that you can actually smell the fear off someone? Like, that's a real thing. When someone is so afraid, so scared of whatever it is that they're afraid of, you can actually smell the fear coming off of them. That's what this person is going through right now. You can either smell the fear or you can feel the fear off of this person. And this person is watching a lot of tarot and oracle reads here, and they're trying to figure out why or how is it that we'll just say the spiritual community here is able to tap into what they have hidden or what they thought they have hidden, because X number one thought that they had enough knowledge or spiritual knowledge to be able to cloak themselves or hide themselves in regards to what they were doing towards you. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this again. If you're on the wrong side of things and you are coming up against someone that can tap in and that can see exactly what you are doing, your secrets will never, ever, 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 ever be hidden. Ever. I don't care if you all the way, I'm in the United States, and I'll give this an example. I don't care if you all the way in Australia. I don't care if you live down under. If you're doing wickedness and vile things towards other people, and your spirit is very unclean, and then you want to sit quietly behind a computer screen or a cell phone or whatever apparatus that you may have at the time, karmic, and you are watching quietly behind fake pages and fake profiles and assume that someone as a seer or intuitive person can tap in, think again, heifer. Think again. I am thoroughly enjoying this. I'm being so for real with you to see the downfall, the demise, the destruction of this whole whatever this foolish thing was. It's very, very, very soothing to my soul. I'm so for real with you. I am so for real. We have childhood trauma. You spoke about your childhood trauma. Yes, you did with this ex. You said that this mother and father figure did not treat you right. Yes, you did, for whoever resonates. And they did not believe you, of course, because they never experienced what you've experienced. If you have a different experience or a different perspective in regards to what you've experienced, and you're trying to explain to a person who's never experienced what you went through, it's going to fall on deaf ears. They're going to look at you like if you have five heads on your shoulder. It's going to sound foreign. It's going to sound very far-fetched because they never experienced what you went through. So it's going to make it much harder or 10 times harder for you to get this person to see your side because they never experienced it. And that's exactly what happened here. This toxic mother and toxic father knew that this person was a complete fool, very dotish in nature, very unintelligent in nature. And this is where, you know, the nail is in the coffin. Devil in disguise. If you want to be with a man, just be with a man. And if you have an issue with how I look, then put some money into my Cash App, okay? If you don't like the way I look, drop some coins in my Cash App, and I'll think about changing up my style, okay? But a man talking about a woman gives me gay vibes. That's what it gives, okay? Because there's no reason why a man should be talking about how a woman looks. So you give me really fruity vibes, okay? So I know I'm out of your, I'm out of your league. I just know that. I know that. You don't want a woman, you want a man, and you need to be with who you want to be with. Okay? All right now. I'm just saying. Anywho, we have dark energy here. Sassy ass. It's too early to be that sassy, brother. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. Ha, ha, ha. The freaks come out. The freaks come out. The freaks come out at night. That's my Curtis Blow, right? Oh, man. Your skeletons are very telling. I keep saying it. Their skeletons are very telling. They tell on themselves all the time, child. We got secret is in reverse. Okay. Secret lover. Secret lovers. Yeah, that's what they are. And also, I have another read that I'm going to do after I finish my private reads today. But this mother figure, father figure, strategically set up this ex here to sleep with a family member of yours. I'm going to dive deeper into that into the next read a little bit later today. But for sure, when I get some time, I'm going to come back on here like I did the last time, okay? And that was for a reason, okay? That was supposed to set you up emotionally to get you to get out of control, get out of character. How could you do that? But we're going to talk about that in the next read, okay? So we have dangerous in reverse, okay? This is just my perspective, me speaking here. I just don't consider this person to be dangerous because they don't even have the gall to do what they're doing towards you in front of your face. You know what I mean? Just the way I see things in a very higher perspective, this is just to me, this is just not a dangerous person. That's just me. I don't see that. I don't feel that. I don't see that because they lack confidence. So you don't have confidence, but you want us to consider you dangerous? No, sorry, I can't. I can't agree with that. I'm sorry, I just can't. That's a shocking message. Yeah, they're very weak-spirited. Yes, they are. Yeah. If you are a woman and going through this and a so-called man is doing this to you, that's very weak. If you are a man and a woman is doing this towards you, that's also weak as well too. Take your position however it resonates in your story. I just don't find this to be, what's so dangerous about them? Okay, well, let's break it down. What's so dangerous about them? They're talking about you behind your back, okay? You found out who it was. You never was afraid of this person to begin with. You may have sized this person up anyways. Okay, whatever. Secondly, the moment that they found out that you found out what was going on, they started to backtrack or regress or stand back or hide. So that way you couldn't see exactly what they were doing. Where's the danger in this? A so-called cowardly bully behind closed doors wants you to be afraid of them behind closed doors. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I just don't. I'm sorry, but I don't. They have anxiety. A cowardly bully has anxiety behind closed doors? A cowardly bully that is weak in nature? A cowardly bully whose secrets have been exposed and they can't even show their face, and they want us to come off as if they're dangerous? Hidden agendas in reverse. There's no hidden agenda because you are aware of what's going on. Where's the danger? Where's the fear? The toxic mother, toxic father here wanted this ex to put you in fear based on what the toxic mother, toxic father said about you. You're not afraid of this mother, this toxic mother, or this toxic father. So if you're not afraid of your own mother or father, what will make you think you'll be afraid of an ex? I don't know, it just doesn't sit right to me. It doesn't make sense. He got stuck at us here. Wait, so a cowardly bully is suffering in silence? A cowardly bully is suffering in silence. Just amazing. Financial failure, self-doubt. A cowardly bully behind closed doors, quiet in the dark, afraid of you because they can't even show their face. Afraid of you because they don't want you to be able to trace back to them doing it towards you. But they telling people you are afraid of them. Man, a narcissistic bully. Suffering in silence. A narcissistic bully. Suffering in silence. Let me say that one more time. I want to make sure I'm hearing myself correctly. A narcissistic bully who don't have self-confidence is drowning in self-doubt, financial failure, is suffering in silence. A covert bully, suffering in silence. Extremely, temperance is here, could be a Sagittarius. And news is going around town very fast. They're trying to get out of this town, or they're trying to move. It's not happening. They don't have the money to move. 8 of Cups. They're trying to leave town, or they're trying to leave the gossip that's going on around town about you. So wherever you're from, despite you, if you moved away from the town, or if you're still in the town where you are, where all this took place, however it resonates, you are the talk of the town. Whether you are there or whether you're not, however it resonates. But your name is the forefront of a lot of people homes on a day-to-day. Based on what this toxic mother or toxic father has done, and also this ex here. We do have 10 of Cups here. The toxic parent broke up the family dynamic, and so did this ex. Now, the people that this ex have more so, what's the word? Recruited to come on board to cause harm towards you here, they're turning their eyes or their gaze on them, and now they're wanting to like argue and fight and maybe physically place hands on this ex here. And this ex can't beat all these people here, because there was a lot of people that they spoke ill about you too. And they're literally running away from the questions that these people that listen to this foolishness here, they have questions that they refuse to answer. Well, I thought that this narcissistic karmic ex here was Radio Shack. I mean, they act like they Radio Shack. You got questions, we got answers. Isn't that Radio Shack? Radio Shack was a very popular electronic store. You can get everything from Radio Shack back in the day. If you are aware what Radio Shack was, that was the epitome of the electronic store, and you went there for everything that you needed. And their slogan was, you got questions, we got answers. And Radio Shack was known for their communicative style in regards to how they advertise towards their consumers, right? So I like to look at that as a form of Mercury, which is Mercury is a form of communication, which is also a form of airwaves, bandwidth, social media, etc., etc. So they want to come on here like they're Radio Shack, and they want to broadcast false information in regards to you. They got questions, right? So since you've given all away these false narratives in regards to the collective here, now people got it. Now people got questions. They have no answers for them. They don't want to talk about it. Now the people that they said these things about you to, now they're delusional. They're making things up. They never said that. There go my buddy. 10 of Swords. Hitting rock bottom mentally. Mentally hitting rock bottom. With the 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. They ain't doing well with the Tower as well. They ain't doing well at all. Yes, and Miss Mary says on YouTube, and they broadcast on the airways like the information isn't going to come back to the collective. They thought there was a big bad wolf in the spiritual streets. Okay, whatever you say. Whatever. But they're quickly learning that they have no space or no place in the spiritual world, because that's where we get our information from. So you can talk and you can gab and you can gossip all you want. But when spirit is ready to reveal when it needs to reveal, it's going to. What I just say, man? What I just say? Judgment. This is spirit. This is, look at the big eye. This is like God. You see that big behind eye? That's God. That big eye. That big oversee, that eye. That big eye in the sky. It's God. However way it resonates. Spirit, universe, whatever, however. With the death. Look closely. You have judgment here with 3 coffins on this card, on the judgment card. They thought that they could hide. They're like a vampire. They thought that they were very safe at night or in the darkness. And they thought that they would never succumb to light, or they would never be exposed by light. And we've heard stories about vampires, and the stories that we heard is that vampires don't like light. Their kryptonite is light, and I believe onions, and I think a steak or something like that. And they keep yapping in the dark. They keep flicking the lights on and on, because you are the light. They keep flicking you on and off to the point where your light remained on. The all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye. We have the devil here. So the death is Scorpio, Tower is Scorpio, Judgment is Libra, Devil is Capricorn, strong Scorpio, strong Capricorn. Taurus was here too. Let me pull some signs to kind of see what's here. Where is it? Where is my... I got so many decks in front of me. Be like, okay, wait, that one. All right, tell me what signs are involved in this spirit, please. So far, we have strong Capricorn, strong Scorpio, Taurus. What else? Who else is involved in this? I think I've mentioned Libra. All right, we have Venus in the 9th house. Venus in the 9th house. 9th house represents enlightenment. It represents spiritual knowledge. It represents, I believe, spiritual values, philosophies. Yeah, spiritual information. Oh, okay. They thought their spiritual information was hidden. Yeah, they did. They thought their spiritual information was hidden here, and it wasn't. in the 4th house, family. So here's family here, the 4th house. They thought they had a rule of thumb over you, and they never did. They had false hopes or false perception in regards to what this toxic mother, toxic father were saying about you. I would never understand how another person can think that they have control over another person when they don't even have control over themselves. And this ex here thought that this mother, father had control over you, and they never did. Clearly, because that's the reason why they're extending their arm or they're reaching out for help to try to subdue you. They never had control over you. Never. Because if they did, they wouldn't need other people to be involved in this malarkey or this foolishness. So that right there should tell you they never had control over you. They needed for you to see in that way, for you to feel like they did, but they never had control over you. They didn't. Why do you need a group of people to do all of this towards one person? Because they never had control over you to begin with. Never did and never will. They're not fooling anyone but themselves. That's who they fooling. They're not fooling anyone but themselves. And they look like a big clown with all the foolery that they partaked in. Tell me more, Spirit. Somebody could be watching Grease, the movie Grease with John Travolta and Olivia John Newton, or I think it's Olivia Newton-John, something like that. But I'm just hearing the songs in Grease. That could be your favorite movie or your favorite musical. It's a great movie. It is. I like Frankie. I do. Tell me more. Tell me more. Do 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 do. Newton John, thank you. I tried to get into Grease 2 with Michelle Pfeiffer, but I was like, nah, it's not the same as Grease 1. I just don't think there's a, nah. I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was part of the T-Birds or the pink lady with the pink jacket. I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. You're the one now. Honey. Oh man, I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control, 'cause the power you're supplying is electrifying. You better shape up, do. 'Cause I need a man. And my heart is set on you. You better shape up. You better understand. Baby. And my heart is set on you. You're the one that I want. Oh man, all right. Somebody's eating bacon. You could be eating bacon with French fries or something with French fries and bacon. I'm all somebody could be crying right now, like for real. Like seriously, somebody could be crying because it's like, are you going to listen to me? You told me to do this towards the collective here, and everything that you told me to do, it's not working. So it's like, la, 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 I can't hear you. I can't hear you in that kind of way. Oh, man. Yeah, they're not listening to whatever this ex is saying here. They're like, man, whatever, get out of here. And this ex is crashing out. This ex is crashing out big time. Big time. Yeah. Big time. I love music in general. I don't care what genre it is. If it got a nice beat to it, I'm gonna tap to it. Yeah, I love music, period. I don't care what background it comes from. Yeah. Music is very, yeah, music is my first love. So we have the time here, or this is more so an alarm clock here, and this person wants this dream to end. So you ever been in a dream before and your alarm clock goes off and you're having a really good dream and it gets to that point and then the alarm clock just kind of like wakes you up. You're like, man, like that. They're in a, but in this instance here, they're in a nightmare and they're wanting to wake up from this dream, but they feel like that they can't. Yeah. They feel like that they can't. Yes, music is very soothing. What else, Spirit? Oh, hold on. Let me, okay. So they feel like they're on their own. They feel like the Ghostbusters out here. They feel like that they are surrounded by a lot of ghosts, but the ghosts of history or the ghosts of the past, because all of their past things that they have done is being put in Front Street here, and they feel like they're trying to like roll away or kind of like sail away from all of the things that they have done here. Yep, they're dragging. No one is listening to them. No one's picking up their calls. Hey, Tiffany. Don't look good. They're dragging. I'll keep holding on. I think that's by Simply Red. They're trying to hold on to something that don't exist. The lies. The lies that they spoke, it don't exist because it wasn't true. So imagine you are living a life of lies, a whole life of lies, and that's the only thing you have. That's the foundation that they created here. And those lies are completely taken away from them. The foundation is destroyed. What do they have on this foundation? It was nothing but lies. So if you take that away from them, it's going to crumble. Somebody listen to Janet Jackson, Pleasure Principle. I don't know, y'all just give me like 80s today. Are y'all like into like 80s music? Or I'm hearing Madonna. Oh man, what's that? I'm trying to think of her. I see the video, but I can't think of Material Girl is what I'm hearing. Madonna. Maybe Madonna's your favorite artist. But I'm hearing Material World or Material Girl. Material. There's a lot of 80 songs today. I'm hearing Wham. Somebody listen. I'm hearing Wham on George Michael. Careless Whisper. Oh man. Yeah, they're trying to paint a new scenario, a new picture, a new portrait in regards to what they created here, and they can't. Yeah, like time is at a standstill. Look how much time they felt that they had. And it's like they don't know in which direction that they can go or move towards, because it's like the time, they say, they have a saying that says a clock is broken twice a day or something to that nature. But if you look closely at this actual clock here, there's no hands within the actual clock. But if you look behind the other clocks, there are hands on those clocks. There are no hands in this clock here, but there are hands behind, right? There's not a hand here, but there are hands behind the other clocks here. So it's like they don't know what time it is. They may be losing track of time. They're not sure where all the time has went. They can't pinpoint a specific time. You know what I mean? Like They're not here. If that makes sense, like mentally, they're not here. And it's like they're trying to use this initial clock here to figure out which path or direction that they can take, but they don't know. They're stuck at this time. They're stuck, or they're stuck in time. It could be timeless as well, too. That's another perspective. But I feel like they could be stuck in time, which could be timeless. And I do feel like that they're stuck in time because they keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over, and it's not true about you. So it's like a broken record that's stuck in time. I'm hearing Alice in Wonderland. I don't know like the synopsis behind it. Oh, a broken clock is right 2 times a day. Thank you. I'm hearing Alice in Wonderland, and from what I remember, that was a show when I was younger. I didn't understand growing up, so maybe now if I sit back and watch it, I can understand it more, the symbolisms. But I do remember specifically that there was like a rabbit. I think he had like a digital clock over his neck. I do believe there was like a leaf with a time watch, and I believe either the time watch was melted or the leaf was melted, something to that nature. But there's a lot here about time that this person feels like that they don't have. And everybody is going to turn around and just watch this person fall, this ex here. They're going to watch this ex take the bait or take the fall for it, despite this ex trying everything possible to get out of it. This toxic mother or toxic father that you disconnected from, they may have some influences in the community. It could be in a judicial system. It could be in a police force, police department, police precinct, but they have some form of an influence that if something were to go awry, that they can cover it up, but they won't be able to cover it up. No, they won't be able to cover it up. Everybody is arguing and fighting with one another, or everyone is trying to figure out who could take the blame. No, you gotta take. No, I'm not taking the blame. No, you take the blame. No, I'm not taking the blame. No, you take the that's how it's going on right now. But without communication, the miscommunication here is that the others are staying quiet, and it's like, well, just don't say nothing, don't answer, don't pick up their calls, and let them figure it out on their own. This is what this toxic mother or toxic father is trying to do towards this ex here. Let them figure it out on their own. Friends will carry you, but they'll never bring you back. I keep saying it. So now this ex feels like that they have to retaliate with proof of evidence in regards to how this mother figure or father figure set you up here. Because it's like, you told me to do this. This ex, this is all they keep saying. You told me to do this. You told me to say these things, or say, to say these things about the collective. You told me to do certain things about the collective, and now I'm trying to call you for help. You're not answering my calls, so they're going to be taking action. And you, on the other hand, you just sit back and just watch. Get you a nice cup of whatever you drinking. Get you a nice plate of food. Get you some snacks and watch this bacchanal play out. We have distorted messages. Watch it play out, boo. Now the messages are distorted. I don't know what you're talking about. It says scrambled words, misleading, stuck energy, twisted messages. I never told you to do that. I never said that. I never did. Now everybody got amnesia. Everybody got amnesia now. Pathetic. They feel betrayed. This ex feels betrayed by your mother or your father figure. Yes, they do. They do. They feel betrayed. Now they're on their own like Bobby Brown. Yeah, they on their own. They're on their own now. Now I gotta listen to that song with Bobby Brown and the Ghostbusters. That was a good song too. Like I said, there's a lot of 80s type of music today that's popping up. You could be born in the 80s. Shoot, this could have been happening since the 80s. This mother, father could have been doing this since the 80s. But 80s is very prominent in this read. Intimidation. So now this ex here is trying to see how they can intimidate your toxic mother or toxic father, but honestly, I don't think it's going to work. Because like I said, they have backings of influences within the community. It's like, well, we can just pluck you out. We don't... This toxic mother, toxic father is in a mental state where if things don't work out in the way it needs to work out, they just give like hush money or cover it up or place it underneath the rug. And it's like, okay, we'll just make it disappear in that kind of way, but it's not. Yep, now they feel provoked. This ex feels provoked because the parent or the toxic parent is not answering their phone calls. So now they feel like they have to be destructive or they have to call some form of a force to get this toxic mother, toxic father, or parent or family dynamic to get them out of this stance of being silenced. They're provoking them. You said this. You told me this. You gave me money for this. You did this. You did that. Clickbait. They're trying to provoke them to get a reaction out of them, but I don't think it's going to work with this parental unit or parental figure or family figure here. I don't think it's going to work because they're the one that so-called master it. That makes sense. They're the one that know how to not come off as if they are like yelling or screaming or angry or whatever the case may be. Childhood issues. Yes, and this mother, father figure knew that this ex here had a lot of childhood issues. They are unresponsive. Yes, they are. They're not answering their phone call. They're not. They said, figure it out. Yep, and now it's going to put this ex in a lawlessness position where they may do something very unlawful and get themselves caught up. Because they're trying to turn the tables back onto this parental unit or parental figure here. Low vibrational. And it seems like, if I'm telling you, case of the ex. And if this ex decides to do that, try to provoke this family dynamic here, they just gonna put him in jail. Damn. That's crazy. Someone set you up to take the fall for trying to hurt another person. It failed. That person that took the fall to set you up realized that they feel swindled or bamboozled or manipulated. Now they're trying to make noise now towards the parent that did this towards them, and they're not going to receive the answer that they're looking for. Now they're going to be crashing out, and they may end up in jail. Wow. Man. It don't pay to be mean. It don't pay to be mean. We have choices here. I'm going to keep saying it. It don't pay to be mean. It just don't. Yeah, they triggered. This X is triggered. This X number 1 is reaching out to X number 2. X number 2 is not answering at all. X number 2 don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah, we have avoidance. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. And this could be the reason why that X number 1 could be trying to come back towards you here to see if they can bury the hatchet or to see if they can, you know, let bygones be bygones. Can you forgive me? They're looking for an out and they're not getting it. You've disconnected in a very cold-blooded way. You're like, nope, you warned them. They didn't listen to you, so they're on their own. And they feel disconnected from everyone. A feel very, very bamboozled. They are angry. They feel so bamboozled by your parents or family member. Maybe you're watching Family Matters because that popped up too. They smile in your face all the while they want to take your place. Them backstabbers, backstabbers. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Who said that? Tamara says that on YouTube. They smile in your face all the time in the shadows. Now they're lurking. They're lurking in the shadows to see how they can get out of this. They're researching. This X here is researching profusely how to get out of this, how to get away with this, how to stay under the radar. They're looking up certain keywords into Google, and that also, their computer will be confiscated. Their cell phones are going to be confiscated. They have a lot of overwhelming evidence that's getting ready to be confiscated because this X is crashing out. This X is crashing out. They don't even sleep at night. They're always burning the midnight oil. They are covered, and all you see is the light from the computer, which tells me they're doing extensive research in regards to how to get out of this situation, how they can put this parent in jail, how they can get them caught up for what they so-called did towards them, the narcissist or the X here. It doesn't pay to be unintelligent. I'm being honest. We have burdens here. This person is trying to clean up their, thank you for saying that. They're trying to clean up their digital footprint. As I mentioned yesterday, there were a lot of peer-to-peer transactions, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, those type of peer-to-peer payment apps. This person may try to leave a bank. So this is just an example. Let's say you bank with Santander, or you bank with PNC or Wells Fargo or Citizens Bank or something, right? What they're trying to do is they're trying to erase all of the history or footprint that if they were involved in this. And they feel that within the shadows here, this X is doing this here, if they can find a way to delete that they were ever involved in all of what they try to do to you here, the next step here is that they're going to try to change their bank account. So remove their money from one bank to another bank. It really doesn't matter because I'm not a banker or anything like that. I've never worked in a bank. This is intuitively speaking. But if you ever worked in a bank, please let me know. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. I can take it. But this is what I've intuitively feeling. I feel that this person is trying to remove their money from a particular bank to erase the digital footprint in regards to the transactions that they made towards the other X number 2. So they feel that if they take all the money from one bank and put it in another bank, that initial bank won't have any evidence or any proof that either they bank with them or, there was any type of like a partnership with the bank, right? But I feel with the bank though, they may have evidence stored up for maybe 6 months to a year or whatever. Again, like I said, I've never worked in a bank before. This is just what I'm intuitively picking up. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I can take it, but that's just what I'm feeling, okay? But it's going to cause a ripple effect because, to be honest here, it's going to make themselves even look more guilty. Yeah, it's going to make themselves look even more guilty with the ripple effect here, and they're going to have to lawyer up. Yeah. I honestly don't think any good lawyer or great lawyer may take this case because of all of the overwhelming evidence. Like if you were to place it on a table, you will see just how bad-minded this person went as far as to try to destroy your life with toxic love. So even despite them moving accounts or bank accounts to a different bank, I still feel that the last bank that they banked with, I feel like that they would have that information stored up again for 6 months to a year, whatever the case may be, 2 years, whatever, however it resonates. And the officials, police officials, will still be able to get that information despite them trying to move that around. Hey, Brandon. Yeah, they're going to abandon this. They're going to abandon this account because they realize that they had nothing but a pseudo influence in other people's lives when it came to you. They did not have control over you. They didn't. Scare tactics is not working. It's in reverse. It's not working. Despite this person having this big head and 8 legs, you're like, oh, okay. You're just like, ew. You know? You kind of like squash this person. You're like, oh, okay, ew. But the scare tactics are not working. It's not working with this mother or father figure or this family figure. It's not working with these exes here. It's just not working. It's like, what should you be afraid of? And you're celebrating quietly. So now that no one wants to take the blame for this, and this ex is taking the blame, this ex is going to be the reason why this whole plan or this whole thing is falling to pieces. Because this ex is not mentally well. So if this ex do something negative, it's going to affect everyone that partake in this. It's a lose-lose situation. No matter what they do, everybody is going down for this. Man. We have scratching post. Scratching post. Only used when it's convenient. Once in a while lover, a part-time lover. They have behavioral issues. They were calling you a scratching post. They said you had issues. They said you were very hostile. They said you were very antisocial. You could be antisocial, but not in a negative way. You just don't like to be around people, and that's okay. That's fine. But I truly don't feel that you're hostile. That I don't feel. I strongly don't feel that with the collective. He's on down the road. Ta, 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 ta. They have a fake friend here that they're trying to get advice from, and this fake friend don't have any advice for them. We'll just say the block is hot. 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 The block is very hot. Yeah, stranger danger. Yeah. I'm also hearing Part-Time Lover by Stevie Wonder. Part-Time Lover. I don't know the lyrics, okay? I don't. But that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Stevie Wonder. I'm hearing Superstition. Very superstitious. Writings on the wall. Baby. We have fear base. I don't know how many times fear is going to come out. Oh, the Hot Boys. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Randon. Fear base. I'm hearing Ace of Base. Remember that group from the 90s? I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Nothing's gonna do you that into the line where you belong. I hear that song. Ace of Base. Yeah, I hear that song. Oh man, dang, let's bring back a lot of memories. I'm hearing Spice Girls. Maybe you listen to Spice Girls. So it's like 80s and 90s type of music today that I'm hearing. Yo, tell me what you want, whatever, really want. So tell me what you want, whatever, really want. I wanna really zig a zig. Ah. If you wanna be my lover, baby, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Take it is too easy, but that's the way it is. I'm hearing DMX too. Dun, 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 dun. What? Stop, drop, shut it down, open up shot. Oh no, that's a Rough Riders roll. What? What? And this is how they could be feeling too. They feel like they gotta stop and drop and shut her down, open up, smile. Oh man. They're not feeling well, child, okay? Oh man. Yeah, finesse and smoke and mirrors. They try to finesse you, but they ended up finessing themselves. They did. Uh-huh. They try to finesse you, and they end up finessing themselves. Wow. Fishing is in reverse. It's a simp that's fishing or trying to fish for comments or information or intel how to slam this family unit, this toxic family unit, and they won't be able to do it. Well, let me take that back. They won't be able to do it as far as like word of mouth, like, hey, the collective's mom did this to me, or the collective's dad did this to me. It's something extravagant that they're getting ready to do that's going to blow this top wide open, or more so blow this case wide open, because they can't gaslight you, because you're like, child, please, you're not afraid of them. So it's like, girl or guy, child, please, like that. Like, that ain't gonna do nothing to you. And they realize that. So they're in a desperate situation where they may self-destruct. They're going to self-destruct. Y'all remember Street Fighter, Capcom, where you used to play in the arcades? And you be feverishly trying to beat the boss levels and stuff, because you had to have your coins or your tokens, right? And you had to put your coins or your tokens inside of the machine to ensure that you can stay up or level up to play the game. Street Fighter, this is what it is here. But at the end, you know, sometimes you're not able to beat the game or beat the level, and you get those famous 2 words. What's it say? Game over. And it be big and bright too, where you can't even miss that. Game over. And that's what it is here. Game over. Yes, I can't say that word on here, you ride. So it says, oh, you mean the pre-transitional spells they have sent me for years backfired. Yeah, so this person's feeling pre-transitional. Well, sucks to be them. They need to call a hotline. They need to do something. They need to do something, but they need to get out your face. That's what they need to do. We have Leo here. Okay. Taurus. Leo. Hey, spiritual warrior. We have Scorpio. Scorpio. We have Aquarius. Hey, Cash. We have Leo. Cancer. Strong Scorpio. Strong Scorpio, strong Capricorn. We have Sag. I'm going to do one more. And we have Libra. All right, so if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to try my best to come back on here today. I do have another read that I have to break down for you guys today. Let me get through for these readings, and then once I'm finished, I'm going to try my hardest to get back on here, okay? If you don't see me like now, whatever, it might be later tonight, but I'm really going to try my hardest to get back on here. All right, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the shares, the love, the gifts, the donations, the tips. Y'all are really, truly, like, I love y'all. I really, really, really do. Y'all are the reason why I come on here and be my goofy self. I really love you guys, and I really hope that you really understand just how special you are. I really need for you to understand that. You are very special. You are. You have a very special place in this world, and a lot of other people are going to start to see that. I hope that you can see that within yourself. But be blessed, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace and love. Bye. Thank you. Mwah. See you later. Thank you, boo. Bye, YouTube. Mwah. Thank you so much. And thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you. Is that Aaliyah? Aaliyah, thank you. I will see you on the next one. And thank you so much for my mods. Please give my mods love. Thank them. Thank you. I really appreciate you, mods. Thank you so much. I'm actually creating a spray. If all of the mods, if you have my email, if you can email me, I really would like to send you a gift of appreciation if you are open to that. If you are a mod on here and you would like a gift from me as a form of appreciation for all of your hard work that you do on here, definitely send me an email and I'll make sure I'm going to get that gift out for you guys. Okay. Thank you so much. I love you guys. And